Only the strong survives. Now, it is no doubt that we are living in very weird and challenging times right now. And so many people have sent me emails asking, what's the best way to survive? Because they're struggling in difficult times like that. Many people are stuck at home, they can't go out, and businesses are not running, orders are not coming in. And so this is doom and gloom things going around. So I hope that I can share with you 3 specific tips for you to stay resilient in a crisis. Now, before that, please click on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon to make sure that you get notification on all the upcoming videos that we are about to show in this channel. The first thing that is most important for all of us right now is to stay strong and be strong and have the courage. This is most important because most of the time people are thinking that, we need money to make money. We need money to do a lot of things. But what you really need is courage, all right? And in times like that, people are talking about, in crisis, there are opportunities. While many people say that, but if you're not strong enough, if you don't have the courage, you won't be able to see the opportunities because all you see is the doom and gloom. Especially nowadays, if you're so connected online, you look at social media, every day you see people talking about, what's this going to happen, employment rates are going down, the governments are doing this, it's terrible, so people are just worried, right? Now, this is what is happening out there, and then there's such a thing called, existential reality, all right? Your existential reality is the actual thing, right? Before the virus and all this could kill you, you already killed yourself with fear. So you got to stay strong here. You got to have the courage to know that this too will pass. You got to understand that, everything is cyclical. Economic cycles are cyclical, all right? There are times where there will be booms. There will be times where it's going to be prosperous. There will be times that the economy will contract and move into recession. There will be times like that, right? The strategies for different periods of times are different. So all we have to do is have the courage to go and search for these answers for ourselves, right? The problem is you cannot just say here and say, when will all this be over? It's not all the time that we get smooth sailing, and that's quite normal. That's how yin and yang works, right? There will be times that will be challenging, and it is through these times that makes us stronger. So we have to step up. So a lot of things that we do for ourselves right now could be the deciding factor whether or not you're going to win in future, all right? Just remember, whatever we're going through now, this fear that we're going through now will pass too, all right? This financial crisis that is out there that everyone is going through right now is caused out of fear. It's irrational, right? When people become more rational, they calm down, things will go back to normal, if not better. It has always been like this since the early 1900s till now, okay? So every time when, shit happens like this, people always say it's the end of the world. It's not. Things will be all right. So you got to stay strong, be strong, and have that courage to move forward when everyone else is contracting, okay? So please take note of this. If you know how to use Bazi, you know how to look at your achievement chart, you know Feng Shui, and you're stuck at home, well, use Feng Shui for yourself. Look at the achievement chart, study your own Bazi, study someone else's Bazi, right? Learn a new skill. That's what you need to do right now. That's how you stay resilient, all right? So number 2, plan ahead. All right, 2 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, things will be back to, somewhat normal. You can go out of the house and do business again. What happens then? Are you going to start planning then? Why not plan now? Because you won't be in the house forever, right? At some point, you need to do something. At some point, people still have to do business. At some point, people have to travel again. So are you ahead of the game, or are you stuck complaining? This is very, very important. Now, some people say, well, but this killed my business and all that. Listen, you got to start pivoting. All right, you got to start pivoting. Even if you're a career right now, think about it. Is your role still relevant after this crisis? Think about it right now. Is your role relevant after this crisis? If it is not, how do you stay relevant? What things do you need to acquire? What skill set do you need to acquire right now from the comfort of your own home, from the safety of your own home right now? What sort of skill set that you can learn immediately that will secure your future? That's called planning ahead. Now, if you're a business owner, some businesses will have no choice but to change their products, or maybe change their service, or maybe scrap one or two projects, entirely. Because things are different right now, okay? Things are different, and you can't use the same old for a new era. We have moved to a new era as of 2020 right now. Things are already different. And we're trying to use the old style and we're complaining about why things are not the same. It's not going to be the same anymore. All right, so take note of that. So number three, this is the most important. I think you got to keep the drive. All right, you got to keep that drive, keep the momentum going. A lot of businesses, well, before the shutdown, right, before the crisis, they already have the drive, and suddenly all these things stop, and then they just felt taken aback, right? Don't do that. You got to keep the momentum going, right? How do you do that? You got to continuously communicate with your team, talk to them every single morning and evening, and give them a structured plan to do something, okay? If I were you, the first thing I would want to do is convert as many as possible of the cost center to profit center, okay? This is quite important. At least temporarily, some structural change needed to take place, okay? So you got to keep that drive and keep that momentum going, because if you don't do that, whether you like it or not, the environment has already changed. The circumstances have changed. The playing field has already changed right now. So if you're not going to stay ahead of the game and you're not going to keep that drive, other people will move ahead of you. And remember, in every business, in every field, they're competitors. While maybe they're moving ahead, they're keeping the drive. So you should be driving faster, right or not? If you are contracting right now, there's a chance that you might lose out when things somewhat go back to normal, okay? So don't just think about when things can become normal. I'm telling you now, it won't, all right? Things will be different with the new normal. So you got to keep that drive and move ahead. So if you're with using metaphysics, you want to look ahead at least until the end of the year or next year, okay? You want to move at least 1 year ahead to see what's happening and to find out where the opportunities are and how you can structure your business for it. Because people always say, you know, there must be opportunities in crisis. Not for those people who don't have the capacity to see it, not for those whose ambition don't match with the capacity. The opportunities are only for the strong. So you got to be strong. So if you are not strong, unfortunately, it might be a little bit harsh, but this current economic environment, this current situation around the world will wipe out a lot of people who are weak, okay? And this is like how the world balances itself out, all right? It's just self-correcting itself. So a lot of the strong will become stronger as a result because they're skillful, they know exactly what they do, and they are keeping the drive, okay? So if you would like to be a winner, this could be your chance. This could be a chance to catch up with those who are already ahead, because sometimes those people ahead, they might be not keeping the drive and they might move backwards, okay? So remember these three things. I hope this will serve you in times like this right now and be able to move ahead. By the time these things are all over, you'll be, ahead of the game. So if you enjoyed this video, please click on the share button and share this with all your friends, and I appreciate it if you would leave me a comment and tell me if you have enjoyed this video and or what other videos you would like me to film, okay? So thank you so much.